Hi, tonight we're going to talk about awareness beyond the mind. Like Albert Camus said, absurd, and Rene Descartes said the mind is rational, like this character right here. We are more than mind or mindless matter. We are a consciousness that includes our mind and body. Rene Descartes, a rational thinker, looked out a window and asked himself the question, who am I? His skepticism is called Cartesian doubt, a doubting of people's personal beliefs. He had scientific ideas and views, but he also believed in God and had views about the church. He was a follower of Galileo, who was sentenced to life in prison by the church for his ideas. So he was careful to be accepted by the church. His systematic doubt involved everything, like the prisoners in Plato's cave, doubting their experiences. He believed in mind-body dualism, two parts, material body and a non-material body, mind. His idea of mind was similar to Plato's concept relating it to as a soul. He believed consciousness was self-evident, a given, but the problem is he never went beyond the mind. His famous quote is, "I think, therefore I am." Rene Descartes said, "Except our own thoughts, there is nothing absolutely in our power." And he said, "It is not enough to have a good mind. The main thing is to use it well." Rene Descartes and Albert Camus were deep thinkers about life. Descartes believed in rationalism, while Camus believed in the absurd. He believed people without thinking found a rhythm in life and stayed with it, following a pattern to reach a promise of tomorrow, to hide the unreasonableness of the present. He thought science tries to make clear the world, revealing facts and ideas, but that it only reports descriptions of it. Therefore, science tells us how things work and function, but it cannot say why, because the answer is beyond words. Camus does not do away with the ideas of Descartes to make sense of the world. Instead, gives an extreme rationalization that life has no meaning. He thinks we desire logical justifications for our actions, but the world does not satisfy us with rationalizations. Camus' thinking is expressed in his Sisyphus myth, where life is an endless seesaw of rolling a boulder to the top of a mountain, where it falls back and rolls down the mountain on its own weight. The next day is a pointless and hopeless attempt for Sisyphus to roll the boulder back up the hill, just to have it roll down again, and it continues in an endless loop. Albert Camus said, "I'm filled with a desire for clarity and meaning within a world and condition that offers neither." He also said, "Nobody realizes that some people expend tremendous amounts of energy merely to be normal." And he said, "Man is the only animal that refuses to be what he is." Nobody wants to be Sisyphus, but we are all a spirit or consciousness trapped in a mind and body. So we go through pleasure and pain like a hamster spinning a wheel, like Camus described. And we think, therefore we are, like Descartes said. Our whole life we live in fear of leaving our body in death and thinking our purpose is to bring home a paycheck. Our physical and mental capacities are only a shadow of our consciousness because they have finite dimensions, while our spirit has infinite characteristics and directions. It is absurd to think we can find our eternal self with a finite body or limited mental insight. That is why we can't answer the question, can God make a mountain he cannot move? We need to go beyond philosophy, theology, and belief to answer this question because it is not a problem to be solved. It is a koan to alter our consciousness so we experience God ourselves. When we understand that God is the vibration of everything in the universe, he becomes a symphony. Buddha said, "Paradise is not a place, it is a state of consciousness." Rumi said, "I looked in temples, churches, and mosques, but I found the divine within my heart." He also said, "I belong to no religion. My religion is love. Every heart is my temple." Many people do not want to change, and they love their religion more than they love God. And that is all right, as they try to get others in their sect. Let them sleep, as God has no religion, and until they change their thinking, their thoughts, suffering, and experiences will recycle and reprocess until they do. They will push the boulder up the hill and it will come crashing down. There is no rush. Everything happens at the right time, and every situation is temporary. So accept and enjoy the good times while they last. And when the circumstances are bad, remember they are temporary and will go away. Our body is our tool and our mind is our computer, and we are the consciousness in control of them. We are not their slave. Everything in the material world is in the mental dimension, but originated in our consciousness or spiritual world. The physical and mental run parallel in the spiritual dimension. So the more the three are in harmony, the more we are at peace. Suffering is caused when turbulence upsets the harmony. The physicist Max Planck said, "I regard consciousness as fundamental. I regard matter as derivative from consciousness." Everything that we talk about, everything that we regard as existing, postulates consciousness. The physicist Amit Goswami said, "Consciousness is not the mind. It is the ground of all beings, the ground of both matter and mind." Matter and mind are both possibilities of consciousness. Some people sail through life with a smile, no matter what life throws at them, while others suffer and struggle with minor clashes and difficulties. People are suffering because they neglect their spirit or consciousness and just strengthen their body and mind. They have it backwards though, because if we strengthen our awareness of consciousness, our body and mind will strengthen. Failing to make contact with the spirit causes the body and mind to recede gradually. But a taste of consciousness refreshes, rewards, enlightens, and fulfills our life. Materialism is not at odds with spirituality, so we need to be aware of all three, body, mind, and spirit. The three are connected, so we should not disturb the balance by preferring one over another, because harmony is between all three, bringing us to the harmony with the universe. This includes technological development so we can cultivate ourselves and ascend to a higher dimension. The spiritual ascension is why our consciousness or souls incarnates into a body and mind to learn lessons by healing mental and physical injuries, to become aware of the divinity within ourselves and others. Albert Camus said, "The struggle itself toward the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy." Jean-Paul Sartre said, "Freedom is what you do with what's been done to you." Bruce Lee said, "A teacher is never a giver of truth. He is a guide, a pointer to the truth that each student must find for himself." A teacher can't give us awareness or enlightenment because we are human beings, so we have to be aware or enlightened. We don't do awareness, but we can be aware, which is being aware in awareness. It is beyond the mind, and body. As we become aware, we become the presence in the present, without affection or attachment to the past or future, because we are present. We are beyond time in the present, because our past and future is with us already, but we offer no resistance in the present moment. Awareness is an experience we have or don't have, and it does not depend on where we worship, what we practice, who our teacher is, or what we have, because it is an experience of ourselves. If spirituality is a part of who we are, we will experience it because it is us. And if not, then we don't experience it. It is no big deal. It just is not us. Our consciousness is just being something that is beyond the mind, beyond what we could wish or pray for. So we open our mind and it happens. Hold on. Jump. My little consciousness right here. Nike. So consciousness is beyond the mind, beyond what we could wish or pray for. So we open our mind and it happens. Khalil Gibran said, "We are all prisoners, but some of us are in cells with windows and some without." Alan Watts said, "It is only when there is no goal and no rush that the human senses are fully open to receive the world." Henry David Thoreau said, "Happiness is like a butterfly. The more you chase it, the more it will elude you. But if you turn your attention to other things, it will come and sit softly on your shoulder." Lao Tzu said, "Stop leaving and you will arrive. Stop searching and you will see. Stop running away and you will be found." Thank you.